Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Floyd Humphreys from floydhumphreys.com, and today I want to talk about something that a lot of people have asked me about, and it's kind of a difficult subject actually, but I'm going to see if I can stumble through it. And one of the things is that I've had people tell me that, well, I can't do it because I'm too this or I'm too that, or I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I'm too old, I'm too whatever, and so I thought, well, that's not true. Just be yourself. And people have said to me, they've said, Floyd, I don't know how you do it. You should wait until you get your teeth fixed, or wait until this, or wait until that, or whatever. And here's the thing, and then one person come over the other day, and I was doing something on my computer, and they could see my screen, and they said, well, hell, you spend every month, you spend more on advertising than some new teeth would cost. Why don't you just go get your teeth fixed right now? It's not like you don't have the money. And I'm like, well, it is like I don't have the money. I don't have the money. I mean, sure, I have access to the money. I could go get my teeth fixed and not spend the money that I spend on advertising, say. But if I did that, then that, in my eyes, is a bad investment. So the time isn't far down the road, when $5,000 or $10,000 is not going to be that big of a deal, So, $5,000 or $10,000, in say 6 or 8 months from now, is pocket change. So why should I screw that up and go get my teeth fixed just so I look better, but then at the detriment of my financial stability? So, I mean, it's a decision, right? So, and then there's another thing too, and that is that, people that watch my videos, this is my 24th month of having a blog, and so, of course, the first 12 months, I didn't do nearly as well as I did the second 12 months, but I didn't know what to do. And so, I sent a letter, I emailed my sponsor, and I said, I want to make this work, and I'm obviously doing something wrong. I said, what am I doing wrong? And he said, I've got a Craigslist ad that some of my people are using that works pretty well. He says, I'll send that to you. And I said, okay. And so I started advertising on Craigslist. And I still advertise on Craigslist. I advertise other places too. I buy solo ads, which solo ads are where people have these huge mailing lists, email lists, and you tell them how many clicks you want or how many hits you want to your website, your landing page, and then they send, they'll write the ad for you if you want, and then they send enough emails out to that list and they track it, of course, and then they know when you've got that many visits. And I track it myself too, because in the back office of My Daily Choice, we can use tracking codes. So when somebody answers my ad, I know where they come from. I know what ad they answered and like that, because I track all that. And I keep track of it, and I save it all on a spreadsheet. So anyhow, what it amounts to is that using paid advertising for me changed everything. Now, if I was a social butterfly and I had, hundreds of thousands of followers on Facebook or Instagram or something, then, I might not have to spend money on paid advertising. But I don't. And in fact, I'm a hermit. I live on top of this mountain. I guess you can't probably tell. I don't know, there's a lake down there. And but anyway, so I'm a hermit, and so I send a steady flow of people to my landing page, and then they get involved with the automated sales funnel of the company, and they get emails, and so the company actually closes them. So what happens is sometimes it takes a month, sometimes it takes 2 months, sometimes it takes more, but sometimes it happens the same day. Sometimes it'll happen the same day, and they'll go and take the free tour, and then they'll say, I want to do this. And one of the things that's always impressed me about multi-level marketing in general is that anybody can do it. In other words, it don't matter what language you speak. It don't matter what color your skin is. It doesn't matter if you're tall or short or fat or good looking or ugly. Nobody cares. So, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't make the slightest bit of difference. So, when people say, well, I don't see how you dare do it. You look like hell, Floyd. I wouldn't want anybody. I wouldn't want my face all over the internet and looking as shitty as you do. And I'm thinking, well, thanks for the compliment, man, But the fact is, one of these days, I'm going to look back at this and say, I finally arrived here. And then, when people can use me as an example, and they can say, this guy Floyd, he looked like hell, and he did it anyway. And he made it work. It's proof. You don't have to be this or that or the other thing. You can just be yourself and just do it. Just do it. And so you don't have to wait until I'm this or I'm that, because it doesn't matter. So, if anybody's offended by the way I look, well, I'm sorry, but that's all I got, So just listen to my story and close your eyes, So the thing is, I started out with nothing. I mean, nothing. And so, and I didn't have a large social following on any of the social medias or anything. So, I've built this from just using the automated sales funnel, just using the automated system, and so I haven't went out and talked to people. I mean, I talk to people, sometimes, but as a rule, the majority of the people that are in my business are people that I've never met. So what it means is, don't wait for anything. Don't wait for some magic thing to happen. Just do it anyway, And then you can look back and say, there, that's when I didn't have any teeth, and I did it anyway. And then now, money's not an issue, And I can tell you, the biggest milestone that happened for me personally was when I got the money back, that I was spending on advertising. Because in the beginning, it's a bugger to spend that money and not get it back. Because, every month, and I'm looking at that, man, this, I could have did this, I could have did that. There's a couple of times I wanted to buy a new truck. I mean, not a new one, but a different one. And so I'd say, well, I'm just going to, make this and last a little longer or something, So there's a lot of things I've actually, kind of had to do without, and it's decisions that you make, it's a matter of priorities, and so I just told myself, look, I'm going to make this work, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make it work. And so one of the things that happens along the way is you grow, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually, and so it's a growth process. And sometimes, people have to actually deserve the money before they get it. And it's kind of like if a guy goes and buys a lottery ticket and he wins $1 million, and most of the time when stuff like that happens, in a year or so, those people are broke again. And it's because they didn't have any money management skills. And so if they would have had money management skills in the beginning, then, they would have already been not necessarily wealthy, but doing better than they were doing. And then, had that been the case when they won the lottery and already had money management skills, then they wouldn't have squandered the money, And I mean, just think of all the people that save their money in the bank, and I'm thinking, you moron. I mean, you need to keep a little bit of money in the bank. I mean, I keep enough in there to pay, whatever monthly crap I got to pay that, is set up on a auto payment thing, and so I don't have to, write a check or worry about what day of the month it is or anything. So I just have an auto payment just like everybody does. And so you have to keep a certain amount of money in the bank, but a guy would have to be an idiot to keep $50,000 or $100,000 in the bank. I mean, because there's just so many places that you can put it that it'd be a lot more effective. In fact, there'd be damn few places that you could put it that'd be less effective. Fact is, you're better off spending it than saving it if you're only going to get the amount of return that the bank's going to give you. So because the rate of inflation and the cost of living increases faster at a higher rate than the interest rate that the bank pays, so the money will buy more today than it will next week. But anyway, this isn't a financial video, and I'm not a financial advisor anyway. But I just wanted to make a video about telling people, don't be so self-conscious. I mean, people tell me I look like hell, and I mean, so what? The time's going to come, and I can, do a pretty smile and say, now I got that all fixed. And but if I hadn't have started where I was, then I probably wouldn't have got started. And so this way, I just jumped in and said, I'm going to do it. And people can see. I mean, it's like, when's the best time to plant a tree? Well, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. But the next best time to plant a tree is right now. And it's the same thing with this. So if you don't do something to change your life, then next year you're probably going to be in the same position you are right now, because nothing's going to change unless you change something. So the thing is that people think about the income or the wage disparity or the living conditions inequality, they say, between, say, the billionaires and, say, the people living on Skid Row in California, or any city or state that's where the Democrats are in control. You've got that problem. But anyway, this is not a political video either. The thing is that success is a choice, and so regardless of the amount of money that you earn, saving is not going to make you wealthy. Nobody in the history of Earth has ever got wealthy by saving. I mean, you can save $1 million, and then the day before you die, what are you going to do with it, And so, it's like Grant Cardone says, everybody's been told all these lies, like a penny saved is a penny earned. Well, no, a penny is a penny. You can spend your time reaching for pennies, or you can spend your time reaching for dollars. So really, it's a brain thing. It's a decision. And so, when they say people are poor because they want to be, I mean, a guy doesn't get out of bed and say, damn, I want to be poor. Phew, if I could just be poor, No, that's not what happens. But what happens is poor people have poor people's ways, and rich people have rich people's ways. And for instance, if you watch any of these rich people on YouTube or whatever, and they tell you the steps they took to get where they, none of them put an $80,000 truck in their driveway, because that's the dumbest investment on the earth. Nobody with a brain buys a brand new car unless money's not an issue. Now they say, well, I can afford it. Well, no, you can't. You must hate your wife and children to go out and spend that much money on, take $1,000 a month out of their operating budget just so you can have a pretty truck. You idiot. I mean, I guess when people hate their wives and children that much, I guess that's why the divorce rate is so high. But the fact is, it's not a matter of dependability. It's a matter of vanity. And, oh, look at me, look at my nice truck, got to pay for it for, 10 years and that. But so the rich people don't do stupid shit like that. Now, once, you got so much money that it doesn't make any difference, then it's a different ball game. But if you can't afford to take the money out of your pocket and pay for it, you can't afford it. It's just that simple. You can't afford it. You've got to pay for it over time. I can't afford it, but I can pay you over the next 10 years or whatever. You can't, and that's, probably the biggest reason why people are poor is they choose to be poor because they do stupid shit like that. And so even a person, that only makes a little bit of money, if they even make $25,000 a year, if they don't be doing stupid shit like buying a new car and stuff like that, they can live pretty comfortable. They can live as comfortable as somebody that makes 2 or 3 times as much as them, just by not doing stupid stuff. But there's, they, you can watch it in their investments, where they spend the money that they do have, and you can see that they truly do are, poor on purpose, And, but anyway, my thing is, I'm with a company called HempWorks, and it's changed my life, and in more ways than one. I sleep now. I used to have to take sleeping pills. I don't anymore. And, I was born all crippled up, and I've had joint pain all my life, and I've had my hips replaced, and, I've had this problem. So I didn't even walk till I was like 3 or 4 years old. And so, pain has been a big deal for me all my life. And so CBD oil helps a lot. And not just me, it helps a lot of people. It helps, if a person has epilepsy or something like that, then, that's, wow. You can't even imagine the difference between night and day, So, it's an excellent product. And so the opportunity, aside from the fact that it's a great product, it levels the playing field. Anybody can do it. Anybody. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter if you're educated. In fact, most of the times, considering what they teach in public school and in the universities, you're better off without it. And of course, none of them teach how to, do anything that's important anyway. The number one thing they should teach you how to do is earn money, and none of them teach you how to do that. But with HempWorks, you can write your own paycheck, and you decide how much money you want to make. And then all you got to do is figure out the steps you got to take to make it happen. And it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not going to happen overnight, but the results are pretty well guaranteed as long as you stick to your plan. Then it's going to happen. So I just wanted people, to know, when they say, "Aren't you embarrassed?" Well, look, I am what I am. This is what you see is what you get. So, I'm in a state of upgrade, but I've got to do this in order to make that happen. And to me, spending money on advertising is more important than a new set of teeth. It's just that simple. And then when I get not only at a place where I don't have anything to do, that I can take the time to do things, because I'm busier in hell right now most of the time. And but at a time when it's just pocket change, then then it's nothing. Then it's no big deal. So that's the way you got to look at things. And so I just say, just do it. Just do it. Just say, I'm going to do it, and then do it. Because 90% of a project is starting, and then you got it licked. And over 90% of all failure comes from quitting. So start and don't stop. That's, pretty simple. And anyway, I hope this helped you in some kind of a way. If you received any value from this, just click the like button. I've got other videos you might like, and you can subscribe. And I've got a newsletter too that I tell my secrets, In fact, I got one right now that's so hot I can't even stand it, but I don't dare tell anybody because I only want my team to do it. And nobody's ever done it before, and it's smoking. But anyway, so I hope you have a great day.